everybody to Dork Side of the Nerd. I'm Nick Comics.
And I'm Brand X.
And we're here this week to talk to you guys about something very amazing. Hopefully you guys have been watching Daredevil Season 2.
One of the best superhero shows ever to date that I have seen. It's a Netflix original, so don't be looking for it on any of the big network TV stations.
Yes.
If you don't have a Netflix account, this show alone is worth getting one.
It so is. I mean, all the Marvel stuff that's come on Netflix has been so on point and so great, but this season I really think Daredevil took the cake. I mean, Jessica Jones, now if you haven't seen Jessica Jones, that's a really, really good show too, but this season, man, brutal. It's relentless,
completely action-packed, incredible storytelling,
absolutely,
incredible acting. A lot of new actors, a lot of old actors who are, you can tell, are just completely into their characters and this whole story. And it all shows. It all shows. I didn't want it to end. It really didn't. It was that good.
Now, just so you guys know, there are going to be spoilers in here coming up along the way. Spoilers for Season 2, and we will probably reference some stuff that happened in Season 1. Yeah. So spoilers for Season 1 as well. So if you have not seen Season 1 or Season 2 of Daredevil, stop what you're doing. Go watch that.
Then come back and join us. Exactly. Okay, so for this second season, Daredevil, of course, is played by the same actor, Charlie Cox. Who does it complete justice. He really owns the character.
Yes.
To the point where it would be really hard to accept anybody else playing that character at this point for me anyway.
Yes. No. At this point, he has sealed his fate as that character. You know, he really has, and that makes a series. That can really make a series.
Sure.
You know.
Absolutely, and it's like I was glad to see Deborah Ann Woll from True Blood.
Oh, it's good to see her keep doing things.
Absolutely,
she's real. She's got a real energetic personality. She really hooks you into whoever she's playing.
She's real emotional, emotional person. Yes. Like, I mean, when she feels bad, you feel bad, kind of thing. When she gets mad, you're mad. She's one of those types of actors. Very, very good at what she does.
Yes.
Let's see, Clancy Brown. He's an old favorite from back in the day. I remember him doing movies, when I was a kid. He was the real mean guard in I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Morgan Freeman and
Shawshank Redemption.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Yes. He was that guy, and I mean he made you hate him very bad in that movie. All the way back to like early 80s movies like Bad Boys with Sean Penn.
Well, and you know what's funny is you watch, since we're doing the spoiler review, spoilers coming up here.
Absolutely.
But when you see him playing the character he's playing, it appears at first, you're like, oh, he's not playing a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's playing kind of a
and
good
he's
guy
one of those
for a
actors
change,
who usually does play a bad guy.
Exactly. So you're like, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with him. But then, sure as shit, by the end of the season, you're like, oh, I knew it, I knew it.
This guy's got to go. He's evil as they come. But yeah, he's very good at playing both sides and swaying the good and the bad from people.
Absolutely.
So, and of course, Wilson Fisk from the first season comes back, and he's still played by Vincent D'Onofrio, who is. I mean, if you don't know any of the work that D'Onofrio has done, then you need to watch some TV, because he does a lot and has done a lot.
And I think he was born to play Wilson Fisk.
Oh, yeah.
He brought such humanity to a character that is so big, so menacing, so hulking.
Mm-hmm.
And he really makes that character feel real, like a real person, because he shows a wide gamut of emotions. You know?
And he's got that great accent too.
He does. And that scene where I was talking to you about this the other day. That scene where Matt Murdock goes to see him in the jail cell, and he's sitting across from him, and he tells him that with a pen he's gonna stop his precious Vanessa from ever touching American soil again, and he freaking grabs him and starts screaming at him, and he bounces him off the table, and he's like pretty much beating his ass there in the room and yelling at him, telling him how he's coming after him and Foggy, and it's just like, oh man, here comes season 3. You know what I mean?
Yep. And with him, like I think it's one of the last scenes you see with him in this last season. It's basically him requesting files on Matt Murdock.
Yep.
Looking into, it's like he's starting to get an inkling of who Daredevil just may be.
That's what I'm thinking because he is very bright. I mean, Wilson Fisk is a criminal mastermind.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he in the comics and in the show. I mean, he went into that prison and within a matter of how long was he there? A week.
Oh,
he
yeah.
took over
He
the
took it
prison.
over.
So he's very good at sizing people up and very good at figuring things out. So will he figure out who Daredevil is? I mean that'll be a very, very serious situation if he does, because that's not the kind of. I mean, he's the kind of guy that instead of killing you, he might try to turn Daredevil against his enemies by leveraging the people he loves against him.
Which is a lot of what he did with Frank Castle with the Punisher.
That's kind of why I bring it up. That's kind of why I bring it up.
It's like he's pretty much wanting him to clean house, and so he pretty much even says it. While I'm in here, I need to keep a low profile so I can get out. Well, while I'm here, I need you to do this for me. Basically wipe out anybody who opposes me. And then when I'm out of here, it's back to business as usual.
Exactly, because what did he say? I play the long game.
Yes. He thinks ahead, exactly.
And he's like, you need to go out there and get vengeance for your family. It's like, how sinister is that? Where he's touching on that nerve. He's touching on that nerve that you have to give into. Like, he knows that the Punisher has to give into that impulse. So he pretty much plainly tells him, you're working for me, even though you're not working for me. You know?
And he's that smooth because before he does that, before he presents that idea to Punisher, he pretty much tries to have him killed. And then when Punisher doesn't die, he's still suave enough to say, okay, well, I did try to kill you. Yeah, that was part of my plan, but why don't we try this instead?
Exactly.
And it works. I mean, the guy knows. I mean, it's almost like being a big criminal is in his DNA. He can talk anybody into doing anything he needs him to do.
And he knew he had him in between a rock and a hard place because I'm going to let you do what you already want to do, what you're going to do regardless of whether I was here, but I'm going to make it work for me.
Exactly. I mean, which Frank Castle says, okay, well, that's fine, but I don't need your help. And his reply is, okay, well, fine. Well, good luck getting that vengeance in a prison cell then. Which, boom.
Exactly.
Turns everything around.
Exactly.
I mean, he's so awesome. And it goes to show how good these characters are written. It's not just a bunch of people in costume, playing their little parts. It's, I think that's another reason why the actors did such a great job. They had a great story in their lap, and they wanted to do it justice for the fans.
Let me tell you, Kevin Feige, which I know he doesn't have too much of a hand in the Netflix side of things, but Marvel knows casting.
Oh, yeah.
I have yet, since the atrocities of the beginning of the MCU, since, Iron Man hit, and, a little bit after they picked Edward Norton for Incredible Hulk, since that time, I have not seen really any casting that they've done that I've been like, no.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
No,
pretty much everybody has been like, wow, you guys did a really good job. From their TV shows, so you can say their TV shows are boring, but you can't say that they're not cast well. You can't say that those people do not play those characters perfectly.
And I think with Daredevil, they really hit their stride. It was like they really planted the flag because, like I said, aside from Deadpool this year, easily the best thing I've seen superhero-wise has been Daredevil Season 2.
Oh,
absolutely. And I mean, by a long stretch.
Exactly.
So,
because Deadpool, it gave you that small, bite-sized, one movie, a bunch of fun, like an hour and a half, and I don't have to think about it anymore.
Right.
But Daredevil really does tell a well-crafted story.
Absolutely.
Across, 13 episodes and an hour each, so a 13-hour journey that leaves you still wanting more. And to me is especially since now we didn't get those in 1 hour bites across 13 weeks. We got that pretty much as fast as you can watch it.
Exactly.
Which, I binge watched that thing quick.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, by the end of it, I'm still like, even though I sucked all this down in a few days, I'll take more, please.
Exactly. I think 4 days it took me to complete that whole season, and when it was over, I was literally disappointed. Not at the show, but because there were no more episodes to watch.
Exactly.
I mean, it's definitely good enough. I can definitely see myself going back and watching it again just for fun.
Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's awesome, and I that's one thing I love about Netflix too. Is when a season's ready, it just drops the entire thing. You watch it at your leisure.
That's right.
There's no waiting around. You know.
And one a little interesting fun fact about Netflix: when Netflix releases a movie or a show or whatever, they release it worldwide. So you're seeing it the same time that other people are seeing it all over the world. There's not like Germany, it's this release date, and Europe, it's this release date, and America, it's this release date. No, it's everybody gets it at the same time.
Exactly.
So,
Once it's uploaded, it's available.
That's just kind of a cool thing that the world gets to get something at the same time. We all get to get it at the same time.
Yes, definitely, and I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm hoping that they start to do a lot more original Netflix shows, just based on those reasons. That because once they come out, they're there, and you can watch them when you want to. And Netflix is pretty serious about the stuff they put out. I mean, they don't produce garbage. They just don't do it. Kind of like Marvel at this point. And I mean, I'm not biased. I love DC too. And I grew up loving a lot of DC characters, from Batman to I mean, just you name it. And it just so happens that right now Marvel has just got the market cornered. They have a strategy for how they want to bring the Marvel characters across, whether it's TV or movies, and I don't think anybody could do it any better right now. I mean, Marvel is really getting such a great push that, and it's one that I hope that DC eventually can run along with. I want to see those DC characters do well.
Yep, I mean, and past the TV shows, because the TV shows are doing pretty good.
Yes, exactly.
But okay, so I know we've spent some time talking about this stuff. Let's move on to John Berthnall, which by far, we gave some praise here, but by far he stole the show.
Oh, absolutely.
He stole the show.
He absolutely did. And, I mean, anybody who's watched The Walking Dead is definitely familiar with him. He was Shane. And has since gone on to do a lot of other stuff. He did a Gangland mini-series for NBC that he did. He did Fury
with Brad Pitt.
Exactly.
The World War II movie.
Which was great.
Amazing movie.
Great. And, it's just he's out there. He's getting a lot of notoriety, but
I think it's very interesting for Punisher that I think we were talking the other day. He distanced himself from his family and his friends to make himself feel the isolation that the Punisher felt, so that he could really create that character and really live that character
and be that guy who literally feels like he's on his own. There's nobody else out there for him. And it's just payback time, basically, and
right.
That's why in this season there's a lot of scenes. Pretty much the only person that he even sorta lets get close to him is Karen Page, Deborah Ann Woll, her character, who works for Matt Murdock and Foggy,
right.
And he's pretty much the only character that he slightly even opens up to, and really ends up becoming a friend of his. She ends up really caring about him, aside from all the killings he's done, the bad things that everybody keeps putting in her head that he's this monster, and she's really the only person out there who knows that no, he's not. There's a reason why he's doing the things he's doing, and I'm helping him because I should. I understand where he's coming from.
The show does a really good job of putting you on both sides of the opposing opinions of the Punisher, of like the pros of him and the cons of him, the people who think he's a criminal, the people who think he's a saint,
right?
And it really does show you both sides. And there's episodes that show you kind of from one point of view, and then another episode will have from the other point of view or whatever. Whether it's the DA, whether it's the trial, whether it's the jury, whether it's the people in the courtroom. It really does show you that there's a very divided outlook on what he's doing.
Absolutely. And even with Daredevil himself, when Daredevil first discovers him, all he can think about is getting him and putting him away. He's just this maniacal killer with military training, and he needs to be taken away. But as the show goes on, especially by the last episode, he doesn't. It's not like he agrees with what Frank is doing, the Punisher. But he almost accepts it in a way.
Well, I think one of the more pivotal points of the season, and one of the most awesome philosophical points of the season, is when Matt's like, "Well, we'll just do it this one time."
Oh yeah,
and then he's
we'll
like,
"Do it your way."
Yeah, we'll do it your way this one time. And he goes, "There is no one time."
Yeah, not for me.
Because once you do it, you cross that line.
Yeah,
you
you
don't
can't
get to
go
go back.
Exactly.
You know, and so I really like I said, I like the dichotomy. I like the pros and cons of both sides, and
Yes.
trying to see what's too far, where is the line, and both of them defend their point of where the line is and why their point of view is so important.
Yes, and and I mean, if you look at it from that kind of a point of view, I mean, I can certainly understand why the Punisher's doing what he's doing just from what happened to his family,
Right?
And I could see that final line being crossed where. It's like, dude, all the people I love have been taken from me in a horrible way. What do I have to lose? I'm going to go out and I'm going to clean house. But at the same time, I can understand, what Daredevil's thinking and his whole philosophy about how he doesn't want to kill everybody. Everybody can come back and be a good person, whether they do or not. They can all make that choice. And it is not up to anybody how they live or die.
That's right.
So it's...
And like John Berthenol says, as the Punisher says, he says, you're a half measure. He says, when I put them down, they stay down.
Yes.
He's like, when you put them down, they come back. You're fighting, like you're a revolving door. You're fighting the same fights over and over again. But if you really think about it, we're seeing the same metaphor and the same philosophical implications in The Walking Dead right now.
Oh, yeah.
That show that's happening at the same time has a lot of struggle between like Morgan's point of view of letting people live,
and then where Rick is at with
Rick
all of it
Carol
now.
are, where they were like, we put them down, they stay down.
Yes.
So that is a big philosophical debate kind of going on in TV right now and across many shows.
Definitely, and he's one of those characters that he doesn't try to sugarcoat it. He doesn't try to hide it. He is straight up. I mean, it's like the scene where him and Karen are in the diner. Yeah. And he pretty much tells her, "Look, get the waitress, go in the back, find some place to hide." And she says, "Well, what is it? Like, who are these guys? What do they want?" And he says, "It's just a few guys that are about to walk into a coffee shop for the last time in their life."
Right.
I mean, he will tell you straight up, "I'm going to kill these people." Like he makes no apologies.
I did like the part when he's in the pawn shop.
Oh yes,
and the guys, he's selling them all the stuff, and then at the end he's like, "I got kitty porn," and he flips that freaking open sign to close, and
Punisher was just about out the door too, and drops his bag and turns around and goes and just annihilates this guy just because. He's
selling porn. He's selling kitty porn.
Exactly.
Out of his shop.
He's an evil bastard. And it's just so. That's what I'm saying. I can identify with so many things that guy is thinking. It's like were I in that situation, I don't see anything wrong with reacting the way he did.
Absolutely.
So it's he does such a great job, and just aside from all the things that has happened to him in his past, you watch this season. And all the things he endures during the season. I mean, this guy goes through so much, and I
like how they explained that he's literally reliving that same moment over and over again, and that's a really cool thing to think about the Punisher, that he's not mourning for the loss of his family. He's continuously losing his family, even though he denies it, any sort of he denies that because he doesn't want any sort of justification besides that he's putting away and killing evil people. Mm-hmm. But still, the fact that is possibly what drives the Punisher, the fact that he is reliving that over and over.
Exactly. He doesn't need anything to remind him of why he does what he does. It's always there. It's like, when he goes to his house finally. Yes. And him going through, and it's just like it's almost like that's even more hard for him, is to walk into that part of his life again where, this is where my family lived. This is where I spent time with my family.
That's right.
It's harder than him being outside of that and being like, look, these people have got to fucking go.
Exactly.
Maybe they're not the people who, literally did this, but they're part of the association of the people who did.
And they're people who are doing it to other people right now as well.
And that's what he tries to put across to the Daredevil. That's when he tries to make him understand why he did. That's why he says, that's why I do the things that I do. And you gotta... Like I said, there's no apologies. It's just all right there in your face, and I just love it. I love it.
So final thoughts. As far as out of 10, I would say
I'm giving it
9.5.
I'll give it a 12. I thought it was that good.
I try not to give too many perfect 10s, but I'm going to say 9.5 just because, I would recommend this to anybody, whether you are a Marvel fan, whether you're not a Marvel fan. You honestly don't even really need to have watched Daredevil season 1 to be able to come in and watch Daredevil season 2. We didn't get to talk too much about Stick, who's one of my favorite characters, Scott Glenn. But he's in season 1 and as well as season 2. But even though he's the mentor in season 1, him coming back as the mentor in season 2, you don't need to have seen what happened with him in season 1 to get it. So and
we also want to give some quick love to Elodie Young, who plays Elektra. She was phenomenal.
I don't want to say John Berthnell. John Berthnell did not do they both did a great job, but his character being who he is and just being as important of a Marvel character as he is, and the fact that it did focus a little bit more on him than it did her, but fantastic season, really.
Absolutely, and definitely also to the writers, producers, to the directors, all of that. I mean, to tell not one superhero story in a season, but 2 superhero story in a season, and do it in a way
3 actually. You had Elektra as well.
Exactly, and that even strengthens my point. To do it in a way where it's not smushed together. You don't feel like there's just too much going on. I mean, they did it so greatly, to the point of where you just, like I say, it's over and you want more of it. And like they really knocked it out of the park. And I can't wait for the 3rd season. I really can't.
Yes, so go watch, enjoy.
Please.
Subscribe to our channel so you can talk with us about all this great stuff.
Absolutely.
And leave comments below and tell us what you thought. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of The Punisher? What did you think of Daredevil? Are you excited for season 3 too? And give us your rating. What did you think out of 10 the season did?
That's right. And if you do like it half as much as we do, definitely swing by the group as well and give us a high five, because you will not be sorry, and we promise you that. Daredevil Season 2, check it out right now on Netflix.
And as always, guys, may the nerd be with you.
X marks the spot. I'm Brand X. We'll see you guys next episode.
Peace.